Sing on. Hello? Hello? Hey, good day everyone. It's Mike from Finding Fish. Welcome to Cuba and welcome to this video. Today in this video, I want to discuss the current state of Cuba in the terms of their blackout issue and in the terms of their current energy crisis issue, and if this is getting resolved and where it stands right now. It's October the 22nd. It's a Tuesday around 11 o'clock in the morning. I want to talk about current travel plans, not only mine, but maybe yours and your upcoming travel plans, whether it be in the short term and in the long term, and what you should do with that or what I should do with it. Should I just take the voucher and delay it for now? Should I cancel it or should I come? Is it safe to come here and should you come here? These are all questions that people constantly ask me, so in this video I want to go over that and more. So to start at the beginning, I flew in here late Monday night. I took the 4 o'clocker out of Toronto. I had to do a call to book because I didn't even realize I was coming here until Sunday night. Finally I got a hold of someone, and when I did call in, they said, "You realize what's happening down in Cuba, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "No one's calling to book. People are calling to get out of their booking." I said, "Well, I actually want to go. I have a reason for it. Please book me into what I've asked for." And she and I had a quick conversation and we had a chuckle, and she said, "No problem." Anyway, flew down here, got in probably around 7:30. We arrived early, which is fantastic because the plane was only half full. Anyway, got through customs quickly because it is low season, and obviously the smart people stayed at home and the crazies were coming, so I'm probably one of them. Loaded up on the bus and set sail here for Veradero. Now, when we started to get close to Veradero, that's kind of when the reality set in, when we went through the toll booth and it was totally blacked out. At that point on the bus, you could hear a pin drop because I think the reality set in is, what are we getting ourselves into? As we started to approach Veradero, we did start to see lights come on the resorts, which, you know, for me that was like, oh, okay, like things are happening here, it's real. So I didn't, you know, I wanted to reassure myself like I knew what I was getting into, and, you know, my anxiety calmed down as soon as I saw lights at the resorts. I even got off at one of the resorts, went in, checked it out, and it was business as usual at some of these resorts, which really calmed everyone down. So we did actually go into Veradero City to the Starfish to drop off some people, and Starfish was operating, but across from there, I believe it's 62, Avenue 62 and number 1, black. It just totally blacked out, and that was kind of freaky because you couldn't see. It was so black, it was darkness and very quiet. I think it's the first time I've ever seen Veradero town like that. So mine was the next stop, staying at Barcelo de Solimar. And it was kind of weird walking in and I was the only person. But anyway, the general manager and the staff came to greet me because I was the only guy getting off. And we had a quick conversation, and dinner was still being served. Now, there was a plane of Russians that just came in, 200. I was the only Canadian, so he goes, "Do you want to sit with them? They're having a special dinner tonight." I said, "Absolutely, for sure." There was a band going on. They served me, I think they gave me a little lobster tail because it was a special dinner for that group, but they included me, which was cool. And I kind of got, you know, honed into the hotel, kind of walked around to see what was going on. Checked out the other resorts from the view of my hotel, and then I went to bed. Now, my fan and my air conditioning system is working, but the air conditioning system here isn't. The reason for that is because these resorts are working on a generator and the fuel. So what they do is they limit power through the whole entire of the resort. Air conditioner by far is probably gonna first thing that goes because we all don't really need it, but it makes it hard for sleeping. The only saving grace is I'm on the top floor. I open all my doors and I let the wind roll through. People commented on some of the Cuban sites. They saw that I posted something. They were asking if I had screens. No screens, but nor did I get bitten by a mosquito. I was not concerned about it if I was, because it was very hot in here and I would rather have a breeze than a discomfort of a mosquito because I could always put the sheets over me. That was my thinking late last night. and I had a good sleep. I know I woke up this morning to see what was going on at the resort. I was really eager to see if it's business as usual, and it was. I quickly went downstairs into the atrium, which is really cool at this resort. It's beautiful. The cappuccinos were flowing, so I grabbed 2 cappuccinos and I just kind of gathered my thoughts, looked around, and I was just thinking of how I'm gonna start my day and how I'm gonna approach this video. After my cappuccinos, I quickly went into the buffet, which opens at 7, I believe, till 10. And they had eggs going, they had cheese. It was fairly clean in there. They had some fruits. They had, I was actually quite surprised of what they did have at the buffet. I found things that I needed to. I sat down, had some breakfast, and then I went out and explored the resort to see what was going on. I did see some cleaning crews cleaning the pool, people cleaning up around the pool. So it is business as usual. For Canadians, if you're coming here during this week, you might be thinking it isn't business as usual, but I had great conversations with probably 10 or 12 different Cuban workers here, and I got their stories. I wanted to know if they had power at their place, if they had water, and how they were faring. And I got almost the same answer. Some people didn't have power yet, but most did. Some people just got water. And they all had a big smile and they said, thanks for asking, it's been a struggle, but we're just happy that tourists are here and that tourists are coming. I think that's the biggest takeaway I got from people is they got smiles on their face because they had someone that cared about them. And they just were happy that people would come here during an issue. And by far, that's, I think, really settles the Cuban workers and the Cuban people to know that those planes are still coming in, those buses are still full of tourists, because that is hope to a Cuban. I think if people were leaving, I think it would be a different story for some Cubans. But knowing that travelers are still coming here, that want to support their country, want to support their cause, want to bring things for Cubans, if you're coming here, these are just some of the things you can bring. Bring power packs, bring items, leave them behind when you're done if you don't need them. Like this is a solar power pack. It can charge up to 2 or 3 phones, and you put it outside in the sun and it doesn't take any power. I brought these kind of things to really help out with the Cuban people. I did want to bring more, but there's a different story with that. Anyway, so now what's up with the travel plans? I spoke with Jenny on Sunday because literally I just actually got home from Holguin on late Thursday night, Friday morning. I spent the weekend at home with my kids and my wife. I wasn't even planning on coming on this trip at all. It wasn't even on my radar. I was gonna stay home for a week or so because I've got a lot of content for my Holguin video coming out. So stay tuned to that because I went to a really awesome resort and had a great time. But then I started getting some texts from people, and people were reaching out saying, do you realize that there's 10 million people without power in Cuba? I said, no, that's a typo. I was just in Holguin. I know that there's rolling blackouts. It's not 10 million people, but there are thousands and thousands of people without power. They said, no, have you not seen the news? I said, I don't watch the news. I went and clicked on the news, and one channel after the other on YouTube, it was just talking about what was happening. And my heart and my gut just sank because I just came from here. And I know it's been sweltering hot, and I know they need rain, and I know there's been limited power, so their fans aren't working at home. And I know that's the perils of Cuba, what's going on. So I just thought to myself, what the hell is going on now? And I thought for about a day on what should I do? And my first thought was, should I go to Cuba when they need energy for themselves? That was my first thought. Well, my first thought was my heart went out to all my friends, so I sent texts to people to see how they were doing, see how they were faring. And then I thought, should I come here and make videos to explain to people what's going on? But then I thought, would it be one of those times where you go to a country and they don't really want tourists there, they just want to figure this stuff out for themselves so they can have as much fuel for themselves and water for themselves so they can solve a problem? And I get it. I don't want to be a hindrance. I just want to be value added. And then I got to thinking, you know what, I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna make some videos because I have an upcoming trip next week back right here to Veradero, Blau, like, you know, 5 doors down. I'm coming here with Jenny. We're leaving on a Wednesday night. I wanted to come and see for myself. Maybe I should cancel that trip or just take a voucher and prolong it, because Jenny doesn't need to come to a place where we're gonna come here and play Survivor. Jen wants to come on a vacation. She doesn't want to sign. She doesn't want me signing her up for 1 week of Survivor on a holiday, and I get it. And if you're coming down here, who wants to come and play Survivor at a resort? You don't. No one signs up for no running water, no AC, no power. No one pays money to do that. I get it. But when you come to a country like this, sometimes that's what happens. To this magnitude? No. No one was expecting this. I believe no one was expecting this. But it's happened, and now is the question of what do we do from here? So the first thing I'm thinking is to really slow down my thought process and to rationally think about the problem, and to rationally think about, if I'm coming here, what am I going to get into as in terms of a holiday? Is it going to be a holiday, or is it going to be a survival expedition? And now that I'm here, and now that I'm seeing it, and now that I've talked to certain people, and now that I've looked around the resort, like, I can gauge it a lot better. And for me, I'm definitely coming next week. No hesitations whatsoever. I know what I'm getting into now if the power grid goes down again. The managers told me they've got plenty of electricity. They've got plenty, of fuel to keep the generators going. I know for sure Blau has a generator where I'm going to, because I stayed at the Los Antilles, and 3 or 4 weeks ago when Veradero quickly had a power outage, Blau's generating station came on so quickly because I could hear it because my room was right beside it. So I know that they have that. So I have no hesitation about issues about power. Does the air conditioning bother me? Absolutely not. It's warm in here, but as soon as I'm done this video, I'm gonna open all my doors, but there's music on the outside, and if you know anything about YouTube, that's probably gonna be a copyright. So as soon as this video is open, I will open everything up and air it out. I did have hot water, and lots of hot water this morning, but I also know a few tricks about coming to Cuba with hot water. Don't be the type of person to go to the beach all day and decide to get a shower at 5 or 6 o'clock at night when the masses are coming back as well to do that, because you're gonna be the person that doesn't get hot water. Now that I'm in Cuba right now and it's so hot down here, I take 3 showers a day. They're not all gonna be hot water showers though. Like the one after lunch will probably be a lukewarm or a cold water shower, because just to rinse off, because it's 33 degrees down here. I think this morning when I woke up, it's 27, it's cloudy, and there is rain, so it's cooling things down, which is desperately needed here for Cuba, which is amazing. But if you're gonna be the type of person to come here, when you wake up in the morning, if there's still power issues back and forth, I'd be the type of person to have a shower. I'm not telling you what to do, but that's what I do. Just in case things do happen and occur, you already got 1 shower under your belt and life is good. This also is my 49th trip to Cuba. So I've learned a lot in 49 trips to Cuba. And I've learned to go with the flow. I've learned how to shower. I've learned how to use electricity wisely here and when to shower. So these are just some things that of my expertise that it's just ingrained in me now. Like, you know, I don't let things bother me. This power issue, now that I'm here and now that I see it, I'm not fazed by anything now. Like, I'm go with the flow. Life is good for me. Cappuccino machine's working. They had eggs today. They have yogurts. They had fairly decent food offerings at the buffet. It hasn't been the best buffet that I've been to, but then again, for what I paid and the situation I'm in, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. And the resort's clean, and they're cleaning it right now as we speak, which I was really worried that if there's power and there's hot water issues or water issues, will there be sanitation issues at the resort? And so far, I haven't come across that. But then again, I'm only in day number 1 here. Now, let's talk about you and your upcoming travel plans. This problem is going to be resolved. It's just a matter of when. Like, that's a fact. It's going to get solved. So let's just say it doesn't get solved for a week and you're coming down here. The number one question I think you need to ask yourself, are you gonna be okay if you go to a resort and you don't have the air conditioner working? Because that's gonna be a fact. Most places, if they're running generators, they're probably not gonna have enough generating power to constantly run air conditioning systems. So that could be a problem. Are you gonna be okay with uncertainty? Uncertainty and news feeds that are gonna constantly, probably put up blanket statements that there's still ongoing issues here and it might not be good for travelers, and giving out mixed messages about the reality that's happening here, and maybe they're not having boots on the ground to actually know what's going on here. Are you gonna be okay with people telling you maybe it's not good to come here? Because everyone's gonna have an opinion about something that's not gonna really matter to them. The only person that really should matter about your travel, your upcoming travel, is you, your spouse, and your family. That's it. And in certain times like this, I don't even mention to people when I'm traveling or what I'm doing. I just go. I just don't need any negative in my ear telling me something that doesn't even affect them. And I know it's so weird to listen to that, but that's the truth. Is it gonna be safe if you travel here? Absolutely. I feel 100% safe. Nothing has changed in those terms at all. These resorts still have great security. They still have people looking after one another. They still make sure that people don't get out of hand if they drink too much, and life just goes on. Like, that is gonna be the exact same. So I think you just have to ask yourself, are you okay with some amount of uncertainty coming to this country, with all the negativity that's gonna come out of your TV set about things that probably are not gonna matter to you once you get here? Is it the right time to come for you? I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be here for the entire week. I'm gonna post this video on Saturday at 9 a.m. I fly home at Saturday at 4 a.m. I think I get home. So I still need to edit it and put it up. I'm gonna put it up and it's going to air. If there's still issues ongoing, I will post a secondary video right away on Sunday. It's gonna come up Sunday, or maybe I'll just post a video on Sunday too. Show you more of what's going on out there and down below, and so you can ease your mind. But with what I've already seen this morning, the way I'm feeling, the way I look around here, the activities going on at the pool, I can hear the music, I can hear the next resort. It is business as usual in the most unusual way, if that makes any sense. But do I feel good and confident about what I'm doing here? Absolutely. Absolutely. That sky, the beach, the pool, hanging out, having a coffee, cervezas, having a good time, that's not going to change because I don't have air conditioning. That's a fact. The beach isn't going to change tomorrow. The pool activities aren't going to change tomorrow. If they have the generators running for most part, and they have water, and if they have hot water, that's even better. Life continues on. And I would imagine if they had eggs today, and this is day number 4 for them without power, there's gonna be something tomorrow. These people are a lot smarter and a lot better at adapting than we actually can give them credit for. I'm down here a lot. I see what these people can do. Like, these people are strong people. I'm telling you right now, they are strong. I think they're a lot stronger than what people give them credit for. I think the tourists that come here from other nations, and I'm not talking North Americans, I'm talking the Eastern Bloc, I'm talking the Russians, I'm talking people from Bulgaria, I'm talking that whole area. To them, when they come here, they don't flinch. They've been through all this 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So for the Eastern Bloc and for Europeans that come here, they are hardy people. Portuguese, Spain, Germans, England, they are easy to adapt. I'm in the Caribbean, and not only am I in Cuba, but wherever I go, power outages at resorts or power outages in towns, that's just reality, because most places have generators, because you have wind, you have weather, and you have waves, and you just have conditions in the Caribbean. Like, blackouts are like just reality. So blackouts in the Caribbean is a reality too. But that being said, this place does have generators, so I think what you need to do is you need to just to calmly chill out, decide if it's good for you and your family. If you have older parents that have special equipment that they need to hook up, the power's working right now. The water is running right now. The cappuccino machines are running right now. Also, I think this is an important thing to say. And I'm not a travel advisor, but I'm just saying, like, I'm only staying at 4 stars and above. Only. The reason for that is because that's where the masses are gonna go. The masses are gonna go to the top sellers, the steady eddies that they are continually filling up hotels with people. If you go to those places, you're gonna have good staff quality. You're gonna have good staff quality anywhere, but those places are probably gonna have bigger budgets. So that means they're gonna have better entertainment during these low times or during these inconsistent times. They're also gonna have better food quality because they have deeper pockets to pull and draw on better food quality to keep people happy. They're also gonna be able to always make sure things are ready to go for hot water. So just remember that when you go to less than 4 star, that's not a good idea, I think, during low season and in times like this. That's my personal opinion. Like I said, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to stay home, but that's what I think. And I think it works well for me. But then again, I'm here a lot. And then again, this is not really a holiday for me. I'm coming down here to work, make videos. Will I go sit on the beach, chill out, and walk around the pool and enjoy myself? Absolutely. I'm going to do it right after this video, and you're going to come with me because we're going to go check out the best asset of this resort. It's going to be the beach. Now, I'm the type of person that doesn't really go to news feeds, and I try not to dive into too much of the social media. I have been on the Cuba site there quite a few times, kind of uploading what I think's going on, my knowledge, what I've learned, and so people can make judgments based on facts and not hearsay so much. And I just want to say this, and I'm not going to say anything else about it. The amount of negativity on some of these feeds from people that I don't really understand it. Why would someone want to be so negative about someone that's trying to gather information? They're going to these sites to gather information to see if they should cancel or get out of their upcoming travel trips, and then people telling people to, this terrible country, you shouldn't be going here, blah blah blah. Like, no fact, just all this at a time when people are just looking for reassurance or looking for good advice. People like that come out of the woodwork, and that just disgusts me. And this is exactly why I got on the plane. This is why I do what I do and I get on the plane, because people just need a source of someone that can give them like just some sort of a reality. So you out there can make your own decision based on what you feel is good for you. Not for me, and not for some negative person on a newsfeed telling everyone to stay away. Life is over down here. That's why I do what I do. And I do what I do for me because I want to see for myself, and I don't believe all the negativity in life. I want to fly and I want to see it for myself if I'm really interested in anything that I need to know, because I think that's the best way to find out for yourself. I get that people don't have the amount of time that I do. It's costly what I do, so I get that, but that's why I make the videos and I share them with you. But like I always say, I'm never telling someone to come to this country. I'm never telling you to stay home. I'm only just trying to share information that I see, that I know with you, so you can figure it out for yourself and make the right decision for you, your grandma, your parents, your small kids, so you can feel good about what you're doing instead of feeling afraid of making the wrong decision based on fear and anxiety, and then only regretting it 2 or 3 weeks later because you rushed into something and you didn't think you had enough time to make the right decision. That is the worst feeling that I've ever had in my life. I've done it many times, and now I will just get on a plane and fly here myself, figure it out for myself, call my wife, say, what do you want to do? And my wife will say, you know what we need to do. And we go from there.
And there you go right here, folks. Best asset of this country. It's the beach. It's the people, it's the culture, it's the safety. That's why we get on planes. That's why I get on a plane and I come down here. Like I always say, I'm never telling you to come to Cuba. I'm never telling you to stay home. I'm not a negative Nelly. I'm just showing you what I got. And guess what? It's still turned on. It's free when you get down here after you pay for your airplane, the price of accommodation, yada, yada, yada. But guess what? It's right here. It's still turned on. The sun still shining. Like I always say, if you like my videos, like and subscribe. And guess what? I'll see you in the next video.